All right, so now that we've got a better angle, how to chain ply. In my previous video, I do show you how I start. All I do is just make a loop and I pull it through the leader and I pull a loop through and I start going. And to chain ply, all you do is pull loops within loops and then just twist it onto itself, and you turn that single ply into a 3-ply. Pull the loop through, make sure you keep good tension, and turn that single ply into a 3-ply. Isn't that magic? Pull the loop through, make sure you keep the tension going. You always want to ply between 40 and 60 degrees. 60 degrees is a pretty high twist, but it does stay together very well. If you let your singles sit, which I always do, you're going to want to let your single rest for a good 5 days at least. If you don't, you can if you're shooting for a high twist yarn, by all means wait a day and then ply, but you'll have a much easier time and a much fluffier, squishier yarn if you let your yarn rest for at least 5 days to a week, and you'll end up with a nice, squishy, soft 3-ply, versus if you just start chain plying like the day after you finish the single, the yarn will be a tad harder and it will be high twists. It'll have a lot of residual energy built up inside the yarn, but sometimes people want that, so it's all according to what you're going for. Personally, I like soft, squishy yarns, so I let my singles rest for a good 5 to 7 days, sometimes longer, if I've got other stuff that I'm doing, but it comes out so nice if you let it rest. And then just remember, you want to ply between 40 and 60 degrees. I've got my little card here, and we are plying at 60 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you look at the way your plies are going, the line for 60, 50, and 40, the line for the degrees, whichever one matches the lines that are being created by your plies, that's the degree of twist. So I am plying at 60 degrees. So you can see up close exactly what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning degree of twist. See how the lines of the plies, see how that line is lining up perfectly with that 60-degree line? That is your degree of twist. Also, when you're chain plying, you want to remember to just rub that spot where they come together, because sometimes you'll get a little lump or a bump. So where they come together, just remember to kind of rub it, and it will get all uniform. Super simple. Chain ply it through. Rub where they join together and pull it nice and taut. And you won't get that lumpy bump. It will be all uniform. Super simple. Which I usually do just naturally. But that's what you usually want, is between 40 and 60 degrees. It's all according to what you're going for. I've found that when I ply at 60 degrees, the yarn does not split and it stays together best. So you'd probably want to shoot for 60 degrees. Just so it doesn't fall apart, because it can split if it's not tightly wound enough and plied at a good degree. So just remember, between 40 and 60, I usually go between 50 and 60, usually 60 though. All you do is pull your loops through, keep good tension, work your way down. Pull another loop through. That is it. It just takes some getting the hang of. It took me maybe a month to really get the hang of this, but you'll get the hang of it. It's simple. It's really simple. It just takes some getting used to with getting used to what kind of tension you need and how to hold tension on the yarn, because if you don't, you'll end up with like, it's just not going to look right. It'll look kind of lumpy and bumpy and you'll overspin and the plies won't be aligned correctly. It will just not look the same. So you just want to make sure that you hold good tension. And when I pull my plies through, I like to kind of let it go into the orifice a little bit, because I've found that that's just what works for me to keep that tension perfect. Because sometimes if I don't, I'll end up with like what I was trying to say before, like it'll look overspun, and that's not what you want. At least that's not what I want. I want it to be super consistent as possible. So just be aware. And that is it. That is how you chain ply. Super simple, right? Not hard. You just gotta get the hang of it. I've got this on a slow mode right now to show you. Could obviously go faster, but you know how it is when you're spinning yarn. You don't want to go too fast. You want to take your time because you don't want to mess it up. If you want it to be perfect, take your time. If you really don't care, go as fast as you want, I guess. But slow and steady wins the race, my friends. Slow and steady wins the race. And this is an Ashford E-Spinner 3. It is the newest one on the market. Awesome little wheel. I have a review video on this. It's just an awesome little wheel, guys. So I would recommend, if you want like a top of the line wheel, electric spinning wheel that you really don't have to do anything to and you can spin whatever you want on. I mean, obviously you'd need a bigger orifice and stuff like that if you want to do like bigger art yarns and stuff, but I'm sure that they have a larger flyer, I would assume. I'm not really sure because I just got this. I will have to look, but they usually do have a jumbo. I was told this is the jumbo, so I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me. I will have to look it up, but you could get a nice size yarn through this. It's got a nice size orifice hole. I'd say it's maybe like a 1/2 inch wide, so you could get a good size yarn through there, and it's got a nice large opening here, so you really won't have an issue. Oh, I've been talking so much I forgot to move it up. Oh, I love that. I love sliding hook flyers. They're just awesome. But yeah, that's how you chain ply, guys. I hope this helps you. And I hope this helps you pick what kind of electric spinner you want to. I'm in love with this. Like, literally, I started spinning on it and I fell in love with it. It literally brought tears to my eyes. Every problem I was having with my other electric spinning wheel, I am not having on this one. It literally brought tears to my eyes. That's how awesome this wheel is. So, it's great. Yeah, chain plying. I really don't move my left hand all that much, except for like moving the yarn towards the wheel itself. You just want to keep good tension. Pull that loop through. and ply. And then when you get down to the end, you just pull another loop through. Simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Love it. And the yarn that I'm working on looks like this. I actually plied this on my other wheel. As you can see, there are a few overspun spots. Like I said, I was having trouble with the tension and it was really bothering me. So see, like right there. But for the most part, it's pretty, like it's all uniform for the most part. I just was really having trouble with the tensions. So that's why I'm doing it the rest on this wheel, because I'm a super perfectionist and I wanted it to be perfect. But still, beautiful yarn. Got this, it's 100% merino wool. I got this from Arlene Vasquez of Wild Wolf Farm. I'm going to call this color Sea Glass because that's what it reminds me of, sea glass. Look at all those pretty colors. So that's what we're working on here. Just plying the rest of it. I hope this video helped you learn how to chain ply. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.